Dude, why is everybody a moron? What is
Dude.
Dude, everybody's so
Yeah.
stupid.
I wanted to
I was just
say
gonna
that
dissect both bands, but I won't even go down that road.
Dude, what do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen now that Kerry King came out and was like, did we hang it up too early? Like,
Who cares? Who
Yeah.
cares what that guy
is
says?
he gonna do? I mean, we know that. I mean, it'd be just asinine for Slayer to get back together. I mean, they made such a big deal about them ending it, right?
Yeah,
But
dude.
is Slayer, is Kerry gonna go on and do his own thing now, or what?
Well, he's even announced he has a new band with Bostaff and Gary.
Oh, that's
Holt.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's playing bass and or singing? Dude, I feel like somebody in our group chat said, "Oh, and this guy's playing bass," but I don't remember.
I think it, yeah, and it wasn't me, but whoever said it talked about Phil from Pantera singing as well.
Oh, Tom, you're playing bass?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play bass with
Oh.
my good friend Kerry King.
Dude, you know who's Kerry? Like, who's a good friend? You know who Kerry King is a good friend of?
No, who's that?
Nobody.
Nobody.
He is nobody's good friend.
Yeah.
We had very few interactions with him, and let's be honest, we're both fucking nobodies. But that shouldn't matter in the way that you interact with people. And Kerry King's attitude is Kerry King's attitude, and it's both a bummer and also not a bummer, because of course he's gonna have
Not
that.
surprising.
Exactly.
Not disappointing. Like, oh, okay. In real life, you're that too. Cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like, you don't got to be just pissed off all the time.
And dude, you know what? Pissed off all the time? Fine.
Yeah, that's us. That's us.
But being
That's our thing.
being condescending to the point of whininess, don't fucking whine. And I'm talking to everybody. Nobody wants to hear your whining, complaining, bitching, and moaning, boo fucking who. Stop crying, man. And if you have to complain about something, make sure it's funny. Because then it's okay to complain if there's humor in it. Otherwise, fucking wrap it up, man. Don't cry that, we got into an elevator with you.
Or didn't let you get into we didn't let him get in our elevator. Let's be honest.
Wait a minute.
And he
Okay,
got mad at us.
back up this story. What now? You didn't let
Oh my God.
you didn't let Kerry get on the elevator, and now he's pissed at you?
So we basically, he was waiting for an elevator, and we were also waiting for elevators, but there's elevators all over the fucking whole house. Okay, Sensei, it's fucking all over the place. There's 4 elevators, and the one closer to us opens. He might have been waiting first, but who cares? So our elevator opens up, we fucking go in, and he like pouts and goes, I guess you guys are going in. And we were like, yeah. And the fucking thing closes and it goes up a little bit, and then it comes back down and it opens up, and Kerry King's still standing there pouting. So Gary Holt is like, I don't fucking care. I'll ride with you guys. He gets in and the doors close, and Kerry goes, I'll remember that. And the doors closed, and we went upstairs.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
It's like, hey man, you still have all those tribal tattoos. You're not going to get in front of us if we don't want you to. Fucking like,
Oh,
I don't give
wow.
a shit. You too, Scotty, you little wimp. I'm sick of all those guys.
Oh.
Check out our fucking new EP. November 5th.
This is the thing with playing either these one-off festivals or even these touring festivals with these bigger bands. Like we did 2 touring festivals with Anthrax, and we did the 1 touring festival with Slayer. Both in Australia, where they treat every band way better than they deserve to be treated. So everybody is in a good mood, and there's always tons of bands around, and everyone's cool to each other, and there's always like totally different types of bands hanging out and meeting, and it's sick. That touring festival environment is rad. It's like guitar music fantasy camp. We're like, oh hey, like one day we're hanging out with Anti-Flag, where we became friends with Anti-Flag and remain friends with them, to fucking you wind up in a conversation hanging out at the pool that one time when we were with two guys from Madball and Duff from Guns N' Roses, and like, hey, we're just hanging out bullshitting. Like, that's the extent of these things. So there's no reason for anyone to be pouty and have an attitude. And the thing is, I get it in all walks of life, and especially as a musician. Sometimes you have a bad day, and you know, everybody, like, we want to be really cool, and we're psyched to go see Anthrax. And you know, for one reason or another, Scott Ian's in a bad mood, and he's really snippy and whiny. And it's kind of like, now, do we attach that interaction to how we view Scott Ian forever? Like, well, it's kind of crappy.
Right.
Not the band.
But on the other hand, like, well, maybe someone's having a bad day. You know, I mean, I'm probably shitty to everybody at my job all the time because, you know, every day that I'm alive is a bad day. Now, this story with Kerry King is very funny, and I'm happy to attach that attitude with Kerry King. But then there's also thousands of interviews and videos of Kerry King being condescending and talking down to people and having this, like, not even fun, playful attitude of shittiness, like just straight up like, yo, you're not just mad, you're whining about everything.
You're
all the time.
sad.
You're sad. And you also were in a band that refused over the past 30 years to take any young bands out on tour. So you know what? I can be bitter to you forever. Now, Scott Ian, Tom, and I have different points of view on, because I want to believe that Scott Ian, in the few interactions I had with him and that we had with him, where he was also kind of big shotty and condescending, that it was happenstance of the situation, and he really is the guy in all the interviews and videos that I watch where he's just like fun-loving, happy to be there, appreciative of any level he's at. So that's where we differ, because I want to believe Scott Ian is like the version of me that kind of made it, and not like the pathetic guy who's still trying. But Tom and I differ on this point of view.
I think that you also have a much deeper appreciation for his band than I do.
Oh, I love
and
it.
I think that definitely
they're my favorite. Yeah.
You have blinders on.
Yep.
No matter what, because you like the band way more than I do. I'm not, obviously I like the band, but I don't have tolerance for a grown-up treating another grown-up like they're a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, I got tons of like autographed Anthrax,
unless you want to, you know,
Anthrax shit. I mean, he's one of my. I mean, he's really. I mean, Scott Ian. No, seriously. But Scott Ian is like one of the. I mean, one of the people. That's why I played guitar, right? I mean, it was like that was anyway. So I'm a huge Scott Ian fan, huge Anthrax fan, but I do. I guess I've kind of come to terms with the fact that he may be a little arrogant. You know,
it's funny too, because I would say I'm even also a fan. I am a fan of the man person. Like, I am a fan of him and his music and his band and what he's done. But
well, for speaking about arrogance, I'm the reason he has a bald head and a goatee.
Exactly.